Are you using your iPhone to its full potential? There are some hidden settings that may be preventing you from being as productive as you could be. So today we'll look at some of those settings so that we can boost your productivity and cut distractions. We'll also look at a few that are causing confusion. But first, let's look at one that's just fun. This little feature is a fun way to give your iPhone some personality or to remind you of something you need to hear every time you charge your phone. This is what happens when I plug in my iPhone or place it on a MagSafe charger.
Oh, wow. Thanks, Mike, for the extra energy.
Go to the Shortcuts app, select Automation, click the plus sign at the top right, scroll down to Charger, select Run Immediately, click Next, and then enter the text you want it to speak. Click the blue check mark, then plug it in and hear the result.
Oh, wow. Thanks, Mike, for the extra energy.
By the way, to disable this setting without deleting it, just click on the automation in Shortcuts and select Don't Run, and then click Done. You can always go back and enable it later. Okay, now let's clear up some iOS 26 Safari confusion. Let's face it, some love the new compact view of Safari and some don't. But let's look at how easy it is to maneuver through the compact view. And if you still don't like it, we'll just change it back to the way it used to look before iOS 26. In the iOS 26 compact version of Safari, you'll notice the address bar is located at the very bottom. And with a single click of the ellipsis, it'll show you multiple options you had in the previous iOS versions. The idea behind this is the ability to select it all with one hand while holding your phone. If you want to see all of your open tabs, you can swipe up on the address bar, or you could double-click the ellipsis to also see all the tabs. You can also close all tabs by holding your finger down on the blue check mark and choose Close All Tabs. Notice that the reader version icon is still there in the address bar of this compact view. Now, if you don't like this compact view, then go to Settings, Safari, scroll down to Tabs, and you'll see the other two options, bottom or top. With the top version of Safari, we'll see the address bar is indeed moved to the top, where you can still swipe left or right to get to the other tabs, and at the bottom you'll notice that you still have the tabs icon like you had in previous iOS versions. There you can tap it to get to all tabs, plus your bookmarks and share icons are there at the bottom as well. Now that was the top view. Now if we swipe back over to Safari, let's select the bottom view. Now the address bar has moved to the bottom in a consolidated view with the other options. And again, you still have the same options. You can swipe up from the address bar to see all tabs. You can still swipe left or right to get to the other tabs. Or you can click the tabs button like you had in the previous versions of iOS. I'm glad Apple has given us the flexibility to choose the view that we like the best. It really is a personal preference. If you go back to the compact view, you'll see that everything is just tucked away under the ellipsis that you had in the other views. So now you can make your choice. If you've got an iPhone with an always-on display, you may prefer just a pinch of privacy or a less distracting look when your iPhone locks. You can do this by going into Settings, Display and Brightness, Always on Display, then choose Blur Wallpaper Photo. The result is a subtle background that emphasizes your lock screen info while reducing distractions. Now let's talk about routing audio while wearing your headphones. I really like this new iOS 26 feature that was introduced called Keep Audio with Headphones that prevents your headphones from automatically switching to another Bluetooth connected device, such as your car stereo or Bluetooth speakers. To enable it, go to Settings, General, AirPlay and Continuity, and toggle on Keep Audio with Headphones. If you often use your iPhone with headphones and want your audio, such as music or podcasts, to stay with your headphones, just toggle on this setting. This is especially helpful when you're doing something else, like walking, exercising, or working, and you don't want your iPhone to revert back to your speakers unintentionally. Next up is journaling, but with your voice. If you like journaling or taking quick voice memos, iOS 26 introduced voice input so that you can dictate seamlessly. Just open a new entry in Journal, tap the waveform icon and click the record button at the bottom and speak your thoughts. The system will transcribe it. If you want to go back later and place a copy of the written transcript into your journal, click on the waveform icon, click on the ellipsis at the top right, click Copy Transcript, and then paste it into your journal entry. Okay, let's move on to something else that can make you more productive. Background sounds. You can add this to the list of new hidden settings that Apple didn't put in their iOS 26 release notes. Now you can take advantage of several new settings for ambient background sounds plus 8 new sounds. If you were thinking about buying a sound machine for white noise or perhaps another app, look no further, as now Apple includes all of this in iOS 26. The quickest access to this is in Control Center. Add this to Control Center by clicking Add a Control, search for Background, and you'll see this little icon with 3 music notes. Choose it. Then you can long press, scroll to the bottom for quick access to settings. You can also get there by going to Settings, Accessibility, Audio and Visual, and Background Sounds. But you can see why I like this long press option better. Once your sound is playing, this is great for focusing, blocking out noise, or just setting a mood while you use your iPhone. Yes, iOS 26 added several new settings, including these. Use when media is playing, and you can adjust the volume of the background sound while music or other media is playing. Equalizer. You can adjust the volume of different frequency ranges for a more customized sound. Stop sounds with a timer. You can set a timer to stop the background sounds after a specific amount of time, or stop sounds when locked. This setting allows you to choose whether a background sound stops playing when the iPhone is locked. Next, let's clear up some volume button confusion. If you struggle with your volume buttons, mistakenly adjusting your ringer volume or your alarm clock volume, then this tip is for you. If you're listening to music or watching a video, the volume buttons make the adjustments perfectly. The problem is, other times when you think you're adjusting the volume, you're really just adjusting the ringer. I used to struggle with this one myself. It's an easy fix. Let's adjust it. Just go to Settings, Sounds and Haptics, and in the Ringtone and Alert section, toggle off Change with Buttons. Now your volume buttons will only change the volume for the media you listen to and leave your alarm and ringer volume intact. If you ever need to change those, just go to Sounds and Haptics and make the adjustment. Here's another hidden setting that I think you'll like to help you reduce those loud sounds on your phone. In Settings, Sounds and Haptics, scroll down to Built-in Speaker, Volume Limit, and there you'll see Limit Maximum Volume. And you can set a maximum percentage. I suggest starting at 80% and adjusting downward so that your built-in speaker will not blast unexpectedly. This will set a limit for how loud your iPhone speaker can play audio, such as songs, movies, and other media. It compresses the audio range so loud spikes are softened while quieter sounds remain audible. It's a subtle setting, but makes a big difference if you're sensitive to audio spikes or use an iPhone around others. However, please note it does not affect phone calls, FaceTime calls, emergency calls, alerts, ringtones, alarms, system sounds, or Find My sounds. Now let's talk about those missed phone calls and a handy reminder tip. When you miss a phone call, instead of just hoping you'll remember to call them back, open the phone app, go to Recents, Missed, and choose a missed call and slightly swipe it halfway to the left, and you'll see a new blue icon that looks like a clock. Select it, choose between Remind Me in 1 hour, Remind Me tonight, Remind Me tomorrow, or Remind Me later. This last setting, Remind Me later, will actually add an event to your calendar as a reminder. You'll get a prompt to call back at a time you select. Now you won't forget to call that person back. Speaking of people trying to reach you, let's look at the filter button inside of Messages. Now in iOS 26, when you open the Messages app, you'll see the Filters button at the top right. If you want to manage your messages better, tap on it, and you'll see Messages, Unknown Senders, Spam, and Recently Deleted Messages. If you select Manage Filtering, It'll take you to Settings, Messages, where you can make additional selections such as Summarize, which I love, along with Screening, Unknown Callers, etc. This is great if your inbox is getting cluttered or you want to zero in on those important threads. Don't forget to switch it back to Messages at the top, or else when you reopen the Messages app, it stays where you left it. Next up, this is super useful for hosting guests and avoiding that Wi-Fi password hassle. This was new in iOS 18, but is very useful during the holidays. Instead of telling your guests your Wi-Fi name and your password, simply show them the network QR code. You can do this by going to the Passwords app, select Wi-Fi, tap the network you're on, and then choose Show Network QR Code. They can scan it, connect instantly. Better still, just print it out and place it on a side table or perhaps on your refrigerator like I do. And now no more hassles for your guests to connect to your Wi-Fi. Now let's review a basic, everyday useful tip in Messages. Here are 2 quick keyboard shortcuts that you'll use once you see them. When you're in Messages and you're typing letters, you can hold down the 1, 2, 3 key to temporarily switch to the number symbol mode, then release it and you're back to the letters. This is perfect for mixing numbers and letters quickly. And if you need the degree symbol, then hold down the 0 and you'll see it pop up. Quick and easy. 2 tiny tricks, but they'll save seconds every time you type. And that's a wrap. 12 iPhone tips that you may not have known, but now you do. If I missed one, please drop it in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it. If you haven't subscribed yet, it's free to do. Just click that subscribe button. If one of these tips helped you today, please let me know, drop a comment, and share this video with a friend. A quick shout out to all my subscribers. I really appreciate you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.